Alright, so I finally got myself a small action camera stuck on my head, and I thought that I would record some videos and put them up onto the internet of me cooking stuff. I consume a lot of YouTube content, so I thought I would make an effort to contribute something. I used to be a chef a long time ago. I should have taken my bin out. I used to be a chef a long time ago, and I thought I would show some videos of me cooking stuff and see if anybody finds it at all interesting. I'll start with something quite simple just now, just because I've only bought this camera and I'm just looking for something to do, to try it out. And it's just going to simply be some bacon and eggs, but there's a couple of wee techniques in it that you might find kind of half useful. So we shall see. I'm going to get some bacon and some eggs and a couple of muffins. I wasn't sure how to do this, and I've never made any videos before, so I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything about this. I don't know how to edit videos. Don't know anything really. But we shall see. We shall see what happens. But when it comes to this bacon and eggs, obviously you don't get much simpler than that. I'm sure we can all knock up some bacon and eggs. But I just thought I would show a couple of wee techniques of how to do it. So the first thing is when I got my bacon, I cut into the fat just with some scissors. Cut into that as well. Just like that. I've done this already. It's quite aggressive. And now I've touched it. What that does is it helps to stop it curling up, so it stays nice and flat and it cooks nice and evenly. And I just put some oil on the tray and just rub in the oil into the bacon, and then what that will do is it'll make the fat nice and crispy and give it a nice colour. Make sure the fat is not tucked underneath. Doesn't look very good just now, but honestly when that cooks up it'll be a treat. Yep. And obviously with bacon, you've got to wash your hands in nice warm soapy water. With having cooked in restaurants before, what I thought I would show is some of the kind of techniques, I don't think I even used that, that make cooking and stuff quite efficient, so it becomes less of a chore and something that you actually kind of enjoy doing, rather than just a whole load of work that you have to do. A wee story for you is something that kind of made me want to, what's that all about? Something that made me want to do these videos is a girl that I used to work with. I used to work in an office, and a girl in the office who was dead loud. She was telling this story. It stuck in my mind. This was years ago. You know when something just sticks in your head. And I need to get that pan on enough for that. This is my new non-stick pan. It's actually very good. So get that one to the heat. This really loud Essex girl that I used to sit near, not next to. She was a few seats down, but everything she said I could still hear it. She was telling a story one day about how she, just pepper, I'm not going to put salt in that yet, how she cooked up sausage and mash for her and her boyfriend the night before. And what she said was that it took like 40 minutes to peel the potatoes. And that stuck in my mind, that, because if it's taking you, why don't I take that bin out, it looks terrible. If it's going to take you forever and a day to peel a couple of potatoes, you're not going to cook every night. And that's the point, is that you're not going to be bothered with cooking, and you're going to get takeaways, or you're going to just bang something in the microwave or whatever. So what I thought I would show in these videos is that you can cook quite nice healthy things. This is just a starting point. It's just because it's the morning and it's the first thing that I want to try my camera out on. So let's put these muffins on. And the first thing, there's some tea as well, which might get a wee bit noisy actually. I hadn't thought about that. So, I mean, the first thing I would say is, when it comes to making mashed potatoes, is that you don't have to we'll talk about that one day. Yeah, maybe boiling the kettle is not the best idea while this is happening. But anyway, see, that's coming along. Look at the nice colour on the nice colour we're getting on the fat. And we're going to butter one of these muffins, and I'll show you something nice to do with the other one. But what you can see here while I'm working is I've got everything ready. I've pulled everything out, everything's ready. This pan is on full heat, and these eggs will just take a few seconds to cook, so that's the last thing I'm going to do. Just going to keep an eye on the bacon, nice and warm. And even though the muffins might come up or pop up beforehand, it's okay, because I like them to cool down a wee bit before I butter them. So let's get on the tray like that. See, I knew he was going to come in. That's right at this point, so I'm going to have to have to feed my cat now. Okay. Oh, I need to give him a tablet as well. Should I do that in the camera as well? My bacon is going to overcook them. Everything's happening at the same time here. Just hear his purring. I wonder if the microphone in this camera is not very good because it's in a plastic case. Something I didn't quite realise. Actually, we'll give him his tablet as well. Let's just do it properly and be quick. You can watch me. You can watch me pilling my cat. Talk about this one day. Look at that, got it first time. Need to rinse his water out, but we'll do that in a second. Oh yeah, that looks great, and that's going to look great, isn't it? Okay, so with the muffins, I'm just going to do that. Hopefully I can get them to stay up. So just let the air to get round them. Just 2 more seconds. Let the air get round them so they crisp up. I'm going to turn this down a wee bit. The pan, whether it's just this pan or it's the way that they're designed, the base of that, I'll put a straight edge on it, but it kind of bows in the way, it's concave, and so the heat doesn't get through it. It's not the strongest heat, it's a very delicate heat to that pan. So the bacon is done. There we go, look at that. Weird. See, it stays nice and flat. and how nice and crispy that fat is. It's really good. So eggs. I'm going to put a wee touch of oil in it. This is a new non-stick pan. I don't normally use non-stick pans, so I'm not quite used to it yet, but it is very good. These are really good. No, never see chefs talking about these. I'll put the salt in these eggs now. If you put the salt in too soon, it's a Gordon Ramsay thing. You're saying that the eggs tend to break down and go a bit kind of liquidy and watery. Just put the salt in at the last minute or even after it's cooked. Do the eggs. Now, so what I wanted to show as well was doing eggs. I'm a big fan of Jamie Oliver, and he would call this a scrambled egg omelette, and it is quite an accurate way to describe it. But basically, just put it into the pan and move it around, and you very lightly cook it. I'm going to turn that heat off now actually. And I'm not going for anything really attractive and pretty here. I just want to get these eggs cooked and kind of break them up. And I don't like that liquidiness in it, so we just want to cook it through, take it off the heat. Just very lightly cooked. That's it done. See, I had that pan on the heat there for like, I don't know, 5-6 times as long as I actually cook it for. There you go. Done. So that's just 2 eggs, salt and pepper. You could put some chives through that, put some herbs through it. I don't actually have any herbs, but when it comes to the bacon, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to rub this in. I don't eat bacon very often, so when you do, just have it good. Have it with all the fat and the oil in it. I've actually overcooked this a wee bit, but it's okay. Nice and crispy. So I'm only going to butter one of these because the other one I'm just going to dab it in there. And like, I'm not doing this every day. This is a treat. So bacon fat on a muffin. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that. So what I can do is I'll clean up here. The thing is, if you just quickly give this a wee rinse out now, it's really easy to clean. This tea should be well ready. So I know this is not the most technically amazing kind of video, but what I'm showing you, pour some boiling water onto that straight away, and then that'll be nice and easy to clean in a few minutes. I'll just butter this other muffin. So what you have there is some nicely cooked eggs. So I wanted to show that way of cooking eggs. It's just really, that's a nice way of cooking eggs. Nice and light, not overcooked, there's no brown colour on them. And cutting the fat of the bacon to, I should wash that knife. I've had people have a go at me for that before actually, for not washing my knife, but I live on my own, I don't care. And so what you've got there is some nicely cooked bacon with you cutting down the fat of the bacon and keeping it flat, and look at how nice the fat is. It's so really crispy. That's really going to be tasty. Overcooked it a wee touch, but it's fine. And some muffins, just toasted. One of them with bacon fat, one of them with butter, and the nicely cooked eggs. And that way of cooking eggs is really good. Just you saw that, just 10 seconds. There's nothing to it. And that's it, and that's all I'm going to do for my first one. Just a nice simple one to start with, but they will get more, a wee bit more interesting and technical as I do different things. So that's it, and I shall talk to you next time.